Important for a manager to understand who are the best partnership between Nunes or Carvalho, Nunes or Firmino, Salah or Luis Diaz, Jota, that we haven't seen it yet in this side of the pitch. We'll see him probably later in the other game. But it's very important that you see as soon as possible those partnerships, how they work, because they might be very important as the season starts.
Darwin Núñez won't have been overly used to a winger pushing him out of the way to finish a chance off, will he? He's going to have to get used to that here.
He's probably sick of Modo, and I've just been watching that. He's nicked every chance he was on there. No, they'll need an understanding of how each other play. I mean, we see it with Firmino, Mane and Salah. They were like telepathic at sometimes, didn't they? Some of the moves and the way they played together, they just knew instantly where each other were. But they had an appreciation of, to find each other, when to leave the ball, who was going to score goals, who was going to be the star, which was obviously most.
Where everybody worked their socks off. You are kind of have to. It's something that because you're going to see very quickly. You're going to see a team that everybody's pressing and you're going to be walking. And that mindset has to change very quick. We saw the other day they struggled a little bit because in the first couple of 3 runs, he made a good effort because he wants to show that he's got the will to work the same way that everybody is doing. But it's not easy. I mean, when you've been playing in a certain way and
the coaches, they can get that idea across 4 weeks instead of joining in as January and you've got to learn on the hop type of thing. It's a great period for him, this, isn't it, Darwin Núñez?
Pre-season's massive, yeah, to get a full pre-season under your belt, to learn to train in this kind of environment as well, where he's learning, how Jurgen wants the team to play, how the other players play, get an understanding, which we spoke about. That has happened so well in previous. Play with previous players in different teams, but also as well as it's like sometimes when you go to a football club, you want to be the star. Them centre forwards, they love it, don't they? They're the big players, but he's got to know that although the team and Jurgen will say there's no stars, the team's the star. It's Mo is the big hitter. And we've seen it with Gareth Bale when he went to Real Madrid, quickly with that price tag and going there with such euphoria. He maybe wanted to take over Ronaldo's place, but Ronaldo quickly put him in his place and said, listen, I'm the star. Listen, you play, second fiddle to me. And Gareth learned that really quick and become a star in his own right, really. But Ronnie was still that type. I think they have it.
To have that little clique that speak the same language, even where you move to, what schools are the best for the kids to go to, that must be priceless for a player come to a new country.
It's key to have to the adaptation for a new player. It's just fantastic to have players where you can talk, where are you struggling on. For everything, you just mentioned schools, but the family, to find a house, everything is a lot easier when you have someone who you can speak with. He's been here for a long time, and he can help you through that. Because we talk about players, but it's not only about a player. He's a person, he's a human being, and he's got his good and bad moments. And family is such an important matter for a new player when he arrives to a new country. And it's true that Darwin he's been in different ones. He played in Spain, in Almeria. He played in Portugal as well. And now he came here to England to a totally different culture, totally different football. And he needs to adapt. And as soon as he's confident that at home everything is working out, he's going to go on the field and then perform 100%.
They're a bit more worldly now, aren't they, in terms of maybe how they were when you joined, and the Scouse accents were very difficult to get hold of, weren't they? You probably learnt a lot of the Scouse phrases before you did English.
I remember the first time that I heard Lucas Leiva talking or speaking English or Scouse. It was just fantastic. Because you expect him to, when you are not you're not born in America or in an English country, you expect them to talk with a little bit of accent, but you are not expecting him with a Scouse accent. It was just fantastic. I understood after why they call him the Scouse son, but because it's fantastic just to hear him talking in that accent. That is, well, I was going to try to do my impression, but I'm not going to do it.
We'll save that one for later. When your kids get hangry because they're want to have something to eat and they're on your case all the time. Jason McAteer has stood next to me with a packet of crisps and a drink. I'm going to let you eat them and drink those.
I don't put crisps.
You're a proper athlete.
Engine. Yeah, I'm an athlete.
Should we, in the meantime, tell you how you can subscribe if you're watching for free today? Don't miss out on the...
I'm sure that he's going to try to mix them to see how they adapt one to each other, to see different partnerships. It's very important. Yeah, they are playing three at the front, but it's very difficult that they combine in between them. You can see Salah as a centre forward at the moment. So there are many different situations that they're going to face during a game. And I think that it's very important for a manager to understand who are the best partnership between Núñez or Carvalho, Núñez or Firmino, Salah or Luis Diaz, Jota, that we haven't seen it yet in this side of the pitch. We'll see him probably later in the other game. But it's very important that you see as soon as possible those partnerships, how they work, because they might be very important as the season starts.
Darwin Núñez won't have been overly used to a winger pushing him out of the way to finish a chance off, will he? He's going to have to get used to that here.
He's probably sick of Mo doing. I've just been watching that. He's nicked every chance he was on there. No, they'll need an understanding of how each other play. I mean, we see it with Firmino, Mane and Salah. They were like telepathic at some times, didn't they? Some of the moves and the way they played together, they just knew instantly where each other were. But